Today we're exploring an ancient Inca site called Incawasi, which means the house of the Inca, in the highlands of Peru, east of Paracas. See the finely made wall on the right side? And that's the little stream, and notice the large cutout shape in the center of the photo, clearly megalithic. Now this finely built wall could very well be megalithic that was destroyed a long time ago and then rebuilt by the Inca. Notice the scoop shapes located in that chunk of bedrock. And then the recycled large blocks here. Where you see the spacing between the stones on the left side, that shows that's an Inca reconstruction of an older megalithic construction. The beautiful little waterfall, and just to the left of that is where you see two scooped out megalithic works from the very distant past. And now we're going to go closer to get more detail of the large cutout shape, which is in the center of the viewer. Incawasi is quite a large ancient site. Here again you can see where megalithic blocks are still intact, and then the staircase which was built by the Inca utilizing the megalithic stones that they found there somewhere between 1100 and 1500 AD, most likely in the 15th century, during their expansion period going down towards the coast of Peru. There we see the classic niches, which most people associate with the Inca, and then another rebuilt wall. Now this bedrock, you can see scoop marks, probably again from the more ancient megalithic time period. There probably were stones that were in place there in the very distant past. And then this very beautiful wall you can see, which also is likely from the megalithic time period. Then here damaged and reconstructed by the Inca. And the classic trapezoid shapes on the left. Now we're moving towards the main part of the complex, which is the Inca aspect to a great extent. There you see smaller stones with adobe mud or clay as filler. And then you see polygonal construction. And in the corner of this gateway, notice the megalithic blocks on the right-hand side from the megalithic time period, and then later reconstruction by the Inca. Again, an Inca wall, relatively rough stonework. And now approaching what's left of the main Inca structure, we're going to see a little bit of megalithic aspect there as well, but you can tell that this site was heavily damaged, and then the Inca found it and did reconstruction work. So here we are approaching the main buildings. A relatively rough Inca staircase, but then straight ahead, notice the very tight-fitting, older megalithic aspect. There again, megalithic work. And to the right, rougher Inca reconstruction. And this is all Inca. Again, you see evidence of clay mortar, but then now again you see the megalithic part. Now the best way, of course, to view any of these places is with a quadcopter. This is my newest one, the little tiny quadcopter called Paracas. So the thatching is the traditional style of the Inca. Of course, that was done in modern times as a reconstruction effort. And this is all Inca work. Again, you can see rough stone with mortar in between the stones. Going to have a little bit of a sky view here. And now we're off to the right-hand side of the Inca buildings that we previously viewed. As the quadcopter goes towards the little stream that we saw earlier in the video. And now going off to the right-hand side of the main buildings towards Inca ruins below. Now the quadcopter very gently trying to go in between these two buildings without crashing into something. This was quite a feat, but I was able to pull it off because this new little quadcopter has incredible capabilities and control. And stability. And now we've gone beyond the main buildings, the little ruins we saw before in the foreground. And now panning to the right of the little ruins in the foreground. And then zooming over the ruins towards the little stream. If you want to visit this site, It's near a little town called Huaytara. Here we're looking at the Inca construction of a wall of the ruins of the little building. And again, relatively rough. And then we see the older megalithic stones destroyed by some ancient cataclysm in the very distant pre-Inca times. They're again megalithic, transforming into the Inca. Once again, you see the megalithic aspect in the middle of the frame and the Inca work to the left and to the right. And another video flying over the little ruins at the bottom near the stream. And now the pathway that goes down to the little stream, which is on the left-hand side. Again, look at the scoop marks of this big chunk of bedrock in the front, then what's left of the megalithic wall aspect on the right-hand side. Again, getting a view of what's left of some of the megalithic part. No mortar in between the stones. And then the Inca reconstruction. And then zooming out a little bit. And then moving back towards the main buildings. Those buildings on the left were reconstructed in probably the late 20th century by the Ministry of Culture of Peru. And then a somewhat washed out picture or view of the little stream with the big cutout shape in the center. So Incawasi in the highlands of Peru. So come and explore with us in 2021. In March, we're going to be exploring Egypt. It'll be my 9th trip there, annual tour. Then in June, our Inca Celebration of the Sun tour of Peru and Bolivia. In August, our Megaliths and Ancient Spirituality tour of Peru and Bolivia. And finally, in November, Explore the Mysteries of Peru and Bolivia tour including Paracas and Nazca.